Is your camera on?
Yeah.
Do you want to wear your headset?
No.
Or do you feel self-conscious now?
I feel weird in this chair. I'm usually where Kate is.
Oh, sorry. Are you feeling
I don't know what
insecure?
to do with my arms.
Welcome to Already Canceled.
Welcome.
We're back,
You have a guest this time.
bitches.
And
We
a
have
big
guest.
announcement.
First guest.
We have a guest.
Can we fix the curtain?
From the top, make it drop. That's a wet. What is it? That's a
Wet ass pussy.
Ooh, I don't like to say that. From the top, make it drop.
I know it's not good.
Ugh.
That's a
That's a.
that's a wet gushy.
Oh, that's worse. Ew, Riley. Ew. That's like birth.
Mary, I'm sorry.
That's a birth version.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back
to the most
Already-
listened to podcast on Spotify. Already canceled.
We're almost there.
So close.
So close. And we have a special guest today.
First
What's up?
guest.
Meet Blake. I'm unfortunately wed to him.
Unfortunately.
Just kidding. Are you honored to be our first guest?
I couldn't believe I just got told 30 seconds ago I was going to be on the show. So I didn't prepare any notes, but here I am.
We want you unfiltered.
Oh, we want you raw and unfiltered.
Okay.
And we're honored to have you. So thank you for
Pleasure
being
is
here.
all ours.
The pleasure is yours, actually, for getting to be on the show. But we're here. It's been a minute.
Yes, I think we have some housekeeping to do, and I think we should start off with a big announcement.
We have an announcement.
Riley, Blake, take it away.
We're having a baby.
Woo!
I can't believe it.
They did it!
We did it. Finally. Just kidding. Yeah, we're having a baby.
Let's
I feel
talk
like
about it.
If anyone's listening to this, they probably already know because we announced it, or I announced it on the gram like a couple days ago. It's a girl.
Woo!
I reposted it to my close friends, and you were upset about that.
I wasn't upset, but everything I post on my story, he reposts only to his close friends. And I'm like, why don't you want the public to see my posts? And you said...
There's just certain things, like you get a bunch of congrats from people you don't really care about.
That's so true.
You said, I don't want a bunch of strangers sending
It's
me
like
congrats.
randoms, like congrats. Like, do I really need to respond to all
Are
of
you
that?
saying you don't need the ego boost?
No.
Okay.
If it was a boy,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's no secret that Blake wanted a son. I wanted a daughter. And the irony is not lost on me that I always get what I want.
That is so true.
It's just true.
just the idea of my daughter turning out to be anything like Kate is just really terrifying.
That's rude. That is rude.
Dude, I get it. I will not have a daughter.
You can't.
I can't.
No,
I
you
simply
can't.
can't. If it's anything like me,
You're a boy mom
I'm
through and
so
through.
fucked.
Yeah. All the boys.
yeah. Yeah, so you're welcome for the scaries for the rest of your fucking life.
Wow, thank you.
Can't wait to haunt you in your sleep when she's giving birth.
Oh gosh.
You're
Oh
gonna
my
be like,
God.
oh God.
Kate definitely
It's
is going
gonna
to
come out looking like me. It's gonna have like
you have to be in the room while I'm in labor getting content.
gonna like be holding your other hand. Like smile.
Doing
Between
breathing
contractions.
exercises.
All right, so let's talk
intense.
about it. Was this a planned thing? I already know the answers, but
It wasn't planned. It was pretty spontaneous.
just getting it on.
Spontaneous combustion.
Just cutting it on.
Just
What song were we
spontaneous.
listening to? What holiday?
There is a saying I heard recently, you're either preventing or you're trying.
See, I disagree with that.
No, I think there's a middle. I think there's also just like
Because when I think of trying, I think of like planning, tracking your ovulation, planning. I mean, I have friends who really diligently tried for over a year before they were able to conceive. And
yes.
we weren't preventing, but we weren't trying.
When I think trying, I think of like a girl literally getting railed and putting her legs straight up in the air. You know, like
I mean, yeah, me too.
right?
Like
she's really trying. She's
like crosing her
She's like,
fingers
honey,
and-
come on, it's that time. Look at the clock. We're ovulating. Come on. Pushes him off and puts her legs up.
Like, I know a girl who made her husband come home from work because she found out she was ovulating.
Like, bitch, you're gonna be ovulating later tonight.
Yeah. So she made him come home from work so they could do the deed because she wanted a baby. We didn't do that. It was like very relaxed.
You guys are just like doing it. How uncomfortable am I making you?
So uncomfortable.
I mean, you're married. You're allowed to have
we're
sex.
married, so.
It'd be kind of weird if you didn't.
Yeah. Well, so I had some complications with the pregnancy. I mean, it's fine. I'm in the second trimester now, but
Oh my gosh,
first trimester I had
already?
a couple complications. Yeah. Didn't you know? Didn't I? Yeah. I told
No,
you
I've
about
known
them, right?
forever, but I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
believe
yeah.
it's already here, the second trimester.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the second trimester now. Thank God, because the first trimester was just absolute and utter hell.
I just want to get some sympathy real quick. So we had to cancel our Cabo trip that we had planned.
People
But
are
we
going to feel
did.
so bad for you, Blake.
I just
Yeah.
want everybody to feel bad for me.
Yeah.
So with the complication, we were supposed to go to Cabo for the 4th of July with some friends, and my doctor said it's probably not the best idea if you go, which I think we both agreed on. And I also had horrible morning sickness, which I still deal with now. So I don't know how much fun we would have been on that trip anyways. I would have been vomiting the whole time.
I don't think you'd even make it on the plane.
Right?
You're throwing up
What, I need
so
like I have
much.
to be that person on the plane holding a barf bag. Puking, gross.
And you have to sit next to it.
I wouldn't want to sit next to me. So while I was having these complications, the doctor said, wait a week, we'll run some more tests, and then we'll decide I'll let you know if you're in the clear to go to Mexico or not. And I had Blake come with me to that appointment. And it was the day we were supposed to leave, and we had already canceled our trip so we can get a refund on our tickets. And my doctor comes in and she's like, good news, you're good to go to Mexico.
Thank God you brought Blake for that.
And at that moment, I was so regretful of bringing him to that appointment. I'm like, I would have just lied. I would have just said she wasn't cool with it.
Does he go to all your appointments or just like this one in particular?
You've been to have you been to all of them? You've been to most of them.
All but one.
Yeah.
You've had like 12.
Yeah.
Oh my
'Cause
gosh.
I've had a lot.
She's a very dramatic pregnant woman.
I'm not.
She's
I've
just-
had issues that are out of my control.
Right.
What? So what does that have to do? I don't plan
I'm not
that.
saying you shouldn't be a little
I feel like I'm
dramatic.
being blamed right now.
No, I don't.
She's only carrying your
You're
perfect,
spawn.
innocent daughter.
If somebody was going to have an issue, it would be you.
Yeah, that's true. I was
I
always
didn't say facts.
I was always the sick kid growing up. I've been in and out of the hospital my whole life, and if somebody was going to have problems, it would be me. I can agree with that.
Yeah. So we're so excited.
But we're super excited. We're having
Yes!
a girl. Yes,
I
girls
can't wait
rule.
to be Auntie Kate.
We're naming her Kate.
Dude, you're so fucked if you actually name her Kate. She's gonna be little.
No, we're not.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry,
okay.
but her nickname can be Kate, regardless of what her name is.
Well, I'm Auntie Kate, and it's perfectly fine.
well, I'll be
Auntie
like,
Kate.
you're being a Kate right now.
You're being Auntie Kate.
Yeah.
And she's gonna be like, fuck yeah!
Oh God.
I love
already
Auntie
going- it's
Kate.
already
She's
going well.
Fun.
So I have a baby app, and it shows you how big the baby is per week compared to a piece of fruit, which is so weird. So this week the baby's as big as an orange,
Oh, so
and the baby
cute.
can hear now, can hear voices, like can hear my voice. I don't know if I can hear other people's voices,
Auntie Kate loves you.
but
Wow, so
assuming that she can,
So the baby's listening to the pod right now.
yeah,
So there's 4 of us in this room.
listening to wild Auntie Kate.
I can't wait. I've
So,
already,
yeah,
I've
that's
already gotten a
exciting.
stroller. I've already looked at strollers. I found a baby
I love it.
bassinet.
Love.
Like,
need a
those-
carrier.
I already know I found one.
You need a carrier.
I actually, I want your opinion on which one would be more
Okay.
versatile for my outfits.
Do you remember in Meet the Parents when, or maybe it's Meet the Fockers, when the grandpa, Robert De Niro, has the fake strap-on boob so he can nurse the baby?
Yes.
You might need one of those.
I think that could be arranged given the fact that I actually lack titties. It would be beneficial. 2 in 1, baby.
Yeah. So
what did
that's
you have-
happening in my life.
Baby, if you're hearing this, please don't be like Auntie Kate.
She'll
Rude.
get the good side of me. Like I'm like 5% rotten. Like
Only
95% love and kindness and not drama.
First
Maybe
they're
she'll get-
sour, then they're sweet.
Maybe she'll get the side that goes on a 5-mile run and then has a Slurpee and Cheetos.
Yeah,
You know what? It's called balance.
it's called balance. I just had like I didn't really eat anything else today. I was
Called-
saving up for this.
It's called starve yourself all day
Mm-hmm.
and reward yourself with a free Slurpee on 7-Eleven.
Facts.
Facts.
So what do we do for the 4th of July instead, ladies and gent?
4th of July was super mellow because nothing is really fun when you're pregnant.
I couldn't imagine.
And
it
I
being
feel like someone's
thrilling.
going to come at me for that, but it's just not. There's not a whole lot you can really.
let them come for you.
You can't drink, obviously.
Yeah, that's awful. Honestly.
You can't eat all the good foods
like
sushi.
oof. Yeah.
But I've had sushi a couple times.
I don't. Oh, and
Honestly, that whole week made me thankful we weren't in Cabo.
I know. It was not
Yeah.
good.
Because she was like having,
I was so sick.
she was vomiting a lot in the mornings.
like a lot.
Did you hold her
and,
hair?
He would like kind of rub my back. I don't know. It didn't really do.
Is
What
it
else am I supposed to do?
comforting?
She has her hair in a ponytail.
That's true.
That's true.
No, but I'm yakking my brains out into the toilet, dry heaving.
Oh, but
a
I
lot
was
of the time.
flushing the toilet so she didn't have to like smell it.
But here's the
Aw,
thing,
that's
which I
love.
so
See?
appreciate that. I appreciate the sentiment. But when my face is in the toilet and you flush it, I get little spritzes of toilet water on my face.
Ew, and puke.
So how
And
can
I
I help
haven't
you?
said anything yet. But
So how?
I'm going to need you to stop doing that if it happens again.
So how can I help you?
There's no winning for you, Blake.
I
no offense.
I don't
You're-
know.
you're
I
just-
guess just keep the back rubbing. That's the best you could
Yeah,
do.
there's
Yeah.
just no. It's appreciated. Just
Just
you're
rub
not
my-
going to be appreciated.
Just
but it
rub
is appreciated.
rub my back and tell me I'm being brave.
Wow.
If you could just do that. Just rub my back and say you're so brave right now. That's what I need.
Okay.
bravery.
Bravery. You're so courageous right now.
Are the best.
What's up with all the like super masculine terms to describe like pregnant woman? Like she's
Yes.
a warrior. I'm like, why do you want to be described like that?
like primal stuff?
She's
Like
a Roman warrior.
She had 4 children. She's a mama warrior. What is that?
That's influencer culture, baby.
Literally, it's like we have to. It's literally bringing you back to the primal like times. It's like she's not the gatherer. She's the hunter. Like she had that baby. She's a hunter.
She's a gladiator.
Gladiator mom.
Like what? Why? Why not
I
just like
need a-
she's a great mom? No, she's a warrior. She's mama warrior. I'm just
She's
like
super mom. Look at her do it all. She has a job. She picks up the kids and she cooks the food. Isn't that just standard of being a woman?
And she still remembers to take her Xanax every
Yeah.
night.
and she's at
She
lunch.
is a warrior.
She's a
mom.
warrior. You can't
She's
even
a
tell how high
fighter.
she is.
And she goes to Pilates and plays tennis,
Yeah.
and then has a boozy lunch with her
That's
with her
the best.
gals,
So then
That's the
picks,
best.
and then picks up
picks
the
the
kids.
kitties up in the rain.
What a warrior!
She is a fighter. You guys.
That's the truth. It's like her. She does it all. She goes to Pilates, like then she goes to yoga right after. And
Then she does her affirmations.
then she meets up with the girls for brunch. Has
Then
one
she-
drink.
Then she fucks her personal trainer.
Yeah, then she
Then she has like some fake business that doesn't do
Then her
anything.
Then she
But
goes and gets her bow tie.
she's-
she goes to the boutique that her husband bought her just so she could shut the fuck up.
Then she has her 4th iced coffee.
She's a mom warrior boss.
Mom boss. She's mom bossing, even though her husband has to dump $1 million and is losing so much just to make her shut the fuck up.
She's stealing money from her husband
Yeah.
to keep her shitty business
Yeah.
alive.
Just so she could be like, hashtag girl boss.
Wow. Hashtag I have my own line,
Yeah.
boss.
Just so she
Like,
can write a paragraph on Insta about how difficult
I'm a
it is
business
being-
owner. Yeah, like I don't know if you know that, but I'm a business owner.
and a mom of 3 and a wife and a dog mom
And a yoga instructor.
and a yoga instructor.
And a hussy.
And a hussy.
Oh my gosh.
So we're gonna have to update your Instagram bio to
God.
Warrior mom.
Warrior mom.
Warrior mom
Warrior
of
mom.
3, 2, 1 little baby
With
bottle and 2
emojis.
paws and 2 paws.
Oh my gosh.
Warrior mom. Oh my! I need a sweatshirt now. I officially need a sweatshirt that says Warrior mom.
Gladiator. It's so true. Like people like really, it's almost offensive. Like how much like it's like we really have to go there.
I just don't relate to that culture.
What would you do?
Don't relate to that culture.
If someone like seriously was like, you're such a warrior for women. Carrying a baby is the hardest thing a woman can do. I'm so proud of you. What'd you do?
I would probably say, yes, it has been hard, but it's not as difficult as probably going to war.
That's true.
Probably not as difficult as being a soldier in the 30s, 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What were we doing?
Talk about a real warrior, the woman back then who had to wait while their husbands were at war and had to deal with the little kids.
And her kids are all dying of cholera. Like
Literally.
it's, you know.
Oregon
no.
Trail. Talk about a real warrior. Us modern day bitches, we have it so easy. How can we be a warrior?
Not the warriors, no. So yeah, that's happening in my life. How's your 4th of July?
I think I'm living my best single life right now.
I love that.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
I don't
elaborate.
even know, to be honest. Not really getting much, but like,
Are you celibate?
yeah,
Okay.
Depends who calls.
yeah.
Yeah, right?
If,
How is
I'm
there a
not
gray
not
area?
celibate, but
Okay.
I'm not. I just haven't been doing it.
Right.
Like there's just no one.
Like we weren't trying.
No,
but
I'm like
we
I just
weren't
am not really
trying.
into like
It's the
casual
same.
sex. I don't think
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah,
So
that's-
like,
I feel like that means you're maturing.
yeah,
maybe.
but like it's also just hasn't piqued my interest. But yeah, it's
Okay.
been really fun. Went to Cannery after work with Mikey Mike,
Fun.
and that turned into going to Time nightclub. I was literally wearing a cardigan.
Yeah, how late were you guys out?
You were wearing a sweater in the
We
club?
didn't go to bed.
Well, yeah, but like, when did you leave time?
I don't know. I think like 2:30. Then we did the writing session for the new rap album.
At your house?
No, it was at someone else's house. That was a treat. Listening into men
So Mike's going to be
spit some
a
beats.
guest at some point, and he is
Icon.
he's an icon.
One of a
he is
kind.
also our local rapper.
Yes. The Newport's finest rapper.
Newport's
Yeah.
finest rapper, and
Whitest.
and whitest, finest and whitest, and he just dropped,
New single. And
A new
it's
single.
Kind of fire.
and it's fire. It's unreleased, so I don't want to.
I think we should still like play a snippet and.
I was gonna
just
say I don't want to
get
step
the
on any
peop-
toes,
Get the people
but
excited.
maybe we'll yeah.
But yeah, Mike and I pulled an all nighter. Very platonic relationship, mind you, and we did a writing session. Then somehow we went back to mine, and then it was like the sun was rising. Mine. I also had work the next morning.
Okay,
Like,
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm going to interrupt. How do you stay up all night and then go to work?
it wasn't easy. I had patience all day too, so that was great.
Because if I stay up past midnight, I cannot function the next day as a normal human.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it like high functioning. I was there. So what I did was, well, I guess we didn't go to bed. Then I went on a run, and then this gimp, literal gimp, because he's the one who has on crutches that we talked about last week.
Oh yeah, Mike hurt himself. Running
He
a
like is like,
marathon.
oh, like you're gonna go on a run. Like I want to go on a run too. And I'm like, didn't you just like tear your ACL? He's like, yeah, my doctor said I shouldn't, but fuck it. What do they know? I'm like, kind of everything, but okay. So he comes on a run with me. In like,
At 6 a.m. after you just stayed up
Well, no,
clubbing.
first
at
of all,
Time.
you're bashing Mike, but what are you doing pulling an all-nighter, going on a run, and then going to work?
that's how it woke me
Valid.
up. No,
Valid.
it's insane. It's insane.
So how bad did you feel at work?
Well, the run helped me. I threw up after that. So,
You do feel better after a good
yeah,
puke?
like I sweated out.
Yeah.
I sweated out. Then I showered. I felt like better. Then I had so much caffeine, like so much caffeine. Around like 1 o'clock, that's when it got a little dicey. Then I ordered Shirley's bagels.
And you were actively working on clients.
Yeah, I had a break though, so it like wasn't too gnarly. Luckily, my clients were earlier in the day, and then I was just like assisting with everything else later, because me and the other esthetician, we switch off.
Yeah.
On Saturdays, so we only use one of the rooms, and
I mean, mind you, she's an esthetician, not a heart surgeon.
Yeah,
so it's,
like,
you know.
it is a little sketchy when I'm dermaplaning, but I didn't have to dermaplane, luckily. But
that's true. It's a little sketchy when you're holding a
it
scalpel
was
to somebody's face.
exactly. Luckily, I was very early on, so I was going off the caffeine. But yeah, it was a really rough evening.
That sounds hectic.
I think I still went out the next night.
You're like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah. Oh my god, I went out the next night too. Wow, that night I went out with Mike again. Oh my god, how? That's insane.
I feel so old.
Wait, you went out the next night?
Yeah, that same day.
Did you sleep at all?
No.
No nap time?
I literally
Mike told me he took like a 5-hour nap.
Yeah, well, I couldn't. I worked.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. Just kidding.
You went out the next night. How?
I
would die.
Duffy.
I would die.
Oh wait, maybe not that night, but at the day after for sure.
How do you have the energy for that?
I don't know.
How hard is it to
superpower?
How hard is it to like catch up after an all-nighter like that?
Pretty hard, but like
I feel like I would feel like
mind over
shit
matter.
for a week.
Mind over matter.
I feel like I would sleep like 20
Days.
hours.
Days.
And then be tired for like a week.
Yeah, I mean, I was up for over 24 hours.
That's crazy.
And then I just proceeded to party for the next 3 days. But
Oh.
Fun.
you just got to push through it sometimes.
I'm so happy
Yeah.
my baby can hear all this.
Yeah.
Don't
That'll
be like,
really fun when you have my child strapped to you at the club.
Yeah, that was
With
that
the
was
little
so
noise
unexpected.
canceling headphones
I
on.
literally went to time. Yeah, literally on at our table, like the bottle service girls are just like propping her up, like yeah.
So for anyone unfamiliar, I'll just clear this up. Time is our local nightclub.
Apparently, it was my first time.
for out of
you'd
towners.
never been.
No.
I went to the opening.
Girl, I literally
Years ago.
I was a vision for like a wifey material at the cannery trying to pick up men. I looked like what you would want to marry.
And Time is like,
Trash.
don't think of One Oak. Don't think of any, I mean, I guess One Oak isn't really a respectable nightclub, but don't think of any like cool Hollywood nightclub. On a scale of 1 to 10,
Vegas.
Time is probably like a,
We're
like a 4.
clothing is optional, except if you're Mike, you get kicked out.
Wow.
Yeah, Mike took his shirt off and got kicked out.
But
of
yeah, I
Time.
literally went to a nightclub in a freaking cardigan. Like I was literally dressed like a mom. It looked like mom's gone wild.
That's because you're a classy bitch and you cover
classy
up.
broad. I'm not. into
Speaking
that.
of which, I'm going to segue into our next topic of discussion,
yes.
which is trending, which is Keke Palmer. Does everybody know what's
How
going on
fitting
with
is
her?
this?
I guess I'll give a little rundown
Yeah.
in case, because I just learned about this yesterday. But
She looked like a dirty whore.
okay, okay.
No, edit that out.
No,
Sorry.
we're not editing anything out. Okay, so basically
That
what
was
happened-
wow. All right, you're
Leave
fired
it.
up. So Keke Palmer, I guess what happened is she went to an Usher concert, scantily clad. She was wearing a see-through dress with a black thong. Black thong's fully visible.
was it a thong or like a bodysuit?
No, it was a thong.
Oh.
Like it was between her butt cheeks.
Okay.
And Usher comes up and starts serenading her. And she starts dancing with Usher. And he did this to every celebrity guest at that performance. So he didn't just single her out, but he's
Yeah.
like, whatever. The video is of him dancing with Keke. She's dressed in very little clothing. Her boyfriend / baby daddy sees this video and gets pissed off and calls her out on Twitter. And his post said something along the lines of, "This outfit though, ... you a mom."
Ugh,
And the
trash.
internet has absolutely erupted over it. Very divided opinions on if she was in the wrong, should she be dressed like that? Yes or no? So we're gonna talk about
Let's
it.
break it down.
All right.
Who's first?
We're gonna start with you, Kate.
I think like she can do whatever the fuck she wants. Like so when I heard about it, it sounded a lot worse than the actual video. Like it wasn't like she was caught doing a random act with Usher. Like it was like at a performance. She was with all of her girlfriends. Like her fiance wasn't there. I think she was just playing along. She was just playing along with it. Like it's like Usher. Like if there was a celebrity like I was like really into, it came up. Like I would go along with it. Like it wasn't like she was making out with him.
That's true. From what I heard versus when I saw the actual video, the video was way more mild than what I thought. I thought she was practically humping Usher's leg. She's not.
I thought she was like dry humping that
He's
motherfucker.
He's kind of serenading her. He's singing a song. It's not even a full song. He's singing like part of a song. She's like, kind of dancing with him. She's like going with it. Like she's not like he's not grabbing her ass or anything.
Like it was pretty innocent. Like
it was pretty innocent in the scheme of things.
I just think it's so immature and like icky of her. Like how embarrassing for your baby daddy to just like immediately go on Twitter and just blast you.
Yeah, I do feel that
it's a private thing.
If he had a problem with it, he should have addressed it privately. Like you don't need to publicly blast the mother of your child on the internet.
All right, Blake, take it away.
But yeah, what do you think?
That outfit was absurd. I mean, that's awful.
Yeah, but like.
Okay, but elaborate.
Yeah.
You know, if you're.
What makes it awful?
Yeah,
well, and your full ass is out.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the outfit is totally inappropriate. I would not be down to be with someone that dressed like that, especially away from me. And then I felt like she was like totally like in love with Usher, like
she's fangirling.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's Usher. Like, come on.
He's the sexy.
You sound a little misogynistic. No, I'm totally kidding. I will say that aside from her getup not being my personal style, I do think that when you are in a serious relationship with someone or you have a partnership or are married, whatever, there does have to be some kind of mutual respect.
1,000%.
Where I know I wouldn't be okay with you running around town in assless chaps.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Wait, why not?
I would be mortified. I don't think any girls would be looking at you. I would be personally embarrassed. But like, I mean, you know what I mean. I wouldn't be okay with you doing certain things. I know you wouldn't be cool with me going to a concert in a full-on G-string. I wouldn't be okay with me going to a concert in a full-on G-string.
How that outfit is now acceptable.
Like, I just don't. I feel like when single, maybe, I don't know, whatever. If you're single, do whatever you do. But if you have a partner who's uncomfortable with something, which I don't think her outfit was, like, I don't think her boyfriend is being outrageous by saying, I'm not really cool with you dressing like that. It's not like she was wearing something relatively appropriate and he wants her to, like, cover up.
Yeah.
I mean, she was basically naked under that dress.
Her full ass is out.
Yeah, it was a little much. I will say that.
And if her partner's clearly not okay with it, like you said, like there has to be a level of respect for your partner. Like
for sure.
If he didn't care and was like, babe, do you? That's one thing, but he obviously cares. So it's like, why, like.
And he probably doesn't want other men looking at your ass. Like, I get that. I totally get that.
So it's a double-edged sword, but it's just like so cringe.
But he shouldn't have called her out on Twitter.
So cringe.
But with just going back to the dance with Usher alone, I didn't see a problem with it.
Thought it was just playful.
Oh,
it was just.
If you're a man and you see your woman like.
Okay. But hear me out.
Dancing on Usher like that. I mean,
if I'm front row. Right. Okay, no. Okay, here we go. You just went to a relatively private, exclusive Drake concert recently.
What are we? Me and Drake grinding on each other?
I hope not.
God, that image is gonna stick with me, and I'm scarred.
But if you were,
don't listen.
If you were, that might be kind of amusing. But that aside, let's say I wasn't there, sadly. But if I was, and if Drake came up and started dancing with me, you bet your bottom dollar that I would be dancing back.
I think there's a fine line. I think it comes down to a matter of like how your partner feels. Like if right, like it comes down to like everyone's relationships their own, and not everyone has their own limits of what they find appropriate and not. So I think it really just depends on like their relationship, and clearly she was out of line for what he expects
for what his
her.
expectations. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I mean, and if you were at, I don't know, Taylor Swift would never, but if you were at a Shakira concert,
girl, I wouldn't give a fuck.
And Shakira came up to you and started like singing with you, I would be like, that is so cool. I'm so jealous. Like I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
but she wasn't doing that.
She's full on like they're grabbing. It's like a little grinding
they were
a little.
Not. They were not. I disagree with that.
I just wouldn't care personally, just because I'm a wild motherfucker too. But
I also feel like you have to be really secure in your relationship too.
And he's just showing the cracks to
He's
everyone
showing the cracks
in their relationship.
Clearly dysfunctional.
Keep that shit unlocked, bro.
Well, she was showing her crack. That's
literally.
I mean, him calling her out was ridiculous. I mean,
it was so embarrassing.
Like on Twitter.
I think the internet
went on
immediately
Threads.
Yeah.
Went on Threads. Come on, get with the
Dude,
times.
how old are you?
I think the internet immediately coming to her defense and being like I don't know, all this feminist. She's a woman, so she can wear whatever she wants, regardless. No one can tell her what to do.
Why doesn't she just go butt naked?
I think that's total bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going a little too far with this feminine.
A little
shit.
too far.
Like there is still
there are boundaries. When you're in a relationship, there are boundaries.
Men are allowed to have a say.
Totally.
In how they feel about their partner.
Well, the type of dude you're going to attract if you're wearing something like that is not somebody that wants to like love you and like, you know, take care of you.
You're going to get canceled.
It's someone that
it's finally not me.
It's someone that wants to bone you.
Ooh. So can't wait for them to come for you.
They should come for me.
I agree.
But I will say I second that.
Well, it's just kind of like this whole Jonah Hill thing too.
Yes,
let's that down.
Talk about it. Okay. Question of the hour. Is he or isn't he a dick?
He's a pussy. That's what it comes down to.
He's an insecure little femme man.
But I also think like this bitch is being crazy. Like she's doing all of a sudden, why are you bringing all these conversations out of the woodworks? Like how badly do you need attention?
Yeah.
And like what he said is.
Because he's moved on and he's with another woman and is a father now. Yeah. This is an old relationship. So why is she bringing all this to the surface years later?
I don't think he should be getting the hate that he's getting. Honestly, like I think
you read the text, right?
Yeah,
his text.
I think they're like, whoa, homeboy is very insecure.
But I don't think they're as crazy as people are making. People are reposting them and saying like, this is what misogyny looks like. This is what a woman hater looks like. No, it's not. I see an insecure man.
Very, 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 very insecure.
A lot of what he said is just, these are my boundaries with you. I'm not cool with you posting bikini photos on Instagram, which, okay, if my husband said that to me, I would take that seriously. Like, what am I going to say?
Okay, Blake, what do you think?
I can post my body whenever I want. I don't know. I just don't agree with that.
Dude, I can't.
So I originally like read the headline. I was like, what I was expecting to read was not what I read.
Yeah.
I didn't really see there was anything wrong with it, and I kind of
with him and saying what he said.
Yeah, and I thought he was kind of wholesome in a way.
I think he's a little pathetic, a little bit of a fucking pussy, but like
just say it how it is.
Saying is just like, oh my god, like I don't know how you could be attracted to someone like who's so massively insecure.
And like also it's Jonah Hill, so I don't mean to go after his looks, but I mean,
this was when he was a little chubbier too. Like,
yeah,
God, I'm gonna get canceled for saying that word, but
it's not like he's the hottest man to ever walk the earth, and now he has all these demands for his girlfriend. It's like you're not Liam Hemsworth. Dude.
I think he was just like clearly in a very insecure state, and like had a girl that was way hotter
than he
was, and like he was freaking out about it, like any guy who's a 4 with the like a 8.
I know you don't have to be a celebrity to have that kind of mentality.
Yeah, and I think a lot of guys are like that, and it's just like cringe. Like I think the way his delivery and some things were like distasteful.
Yeah, he said something about, I would never want to date someone who models as a profession. And like,
this is.
But I mean, if you already start dating a model and you know that's what she does for work, I don't know if this girl's a professional model.
Okay,
or
no, this
not.
is how they met. This is what's kind of like funny about the whole thing, though. Is like, she was his surf instructor. Like,
Oh, I didn't know
that's
that.
how they met. Like, this is why it's kind of like wild. Some of his demands, like, you can't post surfing videos or like pictures in like bikinis.
that's
like,
ridiculous,
that's
yeah.
how he met her. It was like she taught him how to surf.
Okay, yeah, so that's my point exactly.
Like,
Is
it
she's
is-
that's what she does as a profession. You start dating her, you
And then-
know she's a surf instructor.
Yeah.
You can't start dating her and say,
You can't
well, actually,
surf.
I don't like what you do. You
Yeah.
need to change it because you're dating me.
He was like,
that's
you
ridiculous.
can't hang out with like surf with other guys and stuff. Like,
But that's what she does. to
yeah,
make money.
or like post pictures of her like surfing or like in bathing suits. Like, the girl's
Yeah.
just trying to get a bag.
That's true. But playing devil's advocate, I don't know why the world just automatically hates on men these days.
Yeah,
But
I mean they kind of suck, but not that much.
I mean, they're not great. I'm not saying that. But I just mean, especially Hollywood and the media is just so anti-man.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
too
read
far.
the text messages and he didn't, from what I read, I don't know, maybe I missed something, but he didn't use any profanity. He wasn't saying anything outlandish to her. He was saying, this is what I expect from you in a relationship. If you can't, if you're not into these boundaries of mine or whatever, then I don't want to date you. And then it's her right to say, okay, then the relationship's over and move
Exactly.
on.
Like if she like
If you
was
think he's a
really
jerk,
bothered,
then just move
like,
on.
Dude,
Why-
it's Jonah Hill, circa 2020.
And he's not the
Little-
greatest thing ever. Like,
no,
who cares?
like he was a little chunky monkey. Like, okay,
What do you think? You're awfully quiet over there. Are you a Jonah sympathizer?
I'm Team Jonah.
I just don't think he deserves the hate. Like,
Well, yeah. What's
I
with
don't think
her
he
like
deserved the
posting
hate.
their private conversations
yeah,
online?
that's too. It's so invasive.
That is so uncool and invasive.
That's messed
She's
up.
crazy. I
She's-
will say
yeah.
she's a little she's a
mean,
little batty herself.
I just think it was the timeline was like interesting too. Is like all of a sudden he like was saying to her like, I want to. This was like where it got like homegirl, see a therapist maybe. I don't know, but no, people are gonna come
The
for me for
oceans are-
saying mental health.
the
shit.
ocean's her therapy.
But yeah, she just paddle out.
The wave is her therapy.
Paddle out. He was like, I want to meet up, blah, blah, just a heads up. Like, I'm starting to see someone. Like, he was trying to be respectful of her and, like, their quote unquote friendship.
Yeah.
And then she, like, was like, she went a little cray. Was like, I hope your new girl knows, like, you're sexting me and shit. And he's
Yeah,
like,
she tried to flip it on
what?
him. I thought his text, for the most part, whether you agree or disagree with him, the actual text messages he was sending, like what he was actually typing, was relatively pretty respectful.
I mean, it was pathetic as fuck.
It was pathetic,
It was so embarrassing and, like, so
but he wasn't calling her a
cringe.
whore or
I would just not
telling her to go
accept it.
fuck herself or anything.
He
I mean,
gave her a choice too. Like he said, this is my balance. This is what I would expect out of a relationship.
if you don't like it, leave.
And
And
then
then
she
it's her
could-
right to say, okay, I'm
yeah,
leaving.
like I'm out.
What would you guys do if your ex is posting your texts online like that?
I would be so pissed. I would be
what would
livid.
What would you try to do? Would you try to like contact them? Like,
no, I
please
wouldn't.
stop?
I would just like it is what it is. Like honestly, I'm gonna take the high road, which
I'd
is
probably
so rare.
contact them and say,
Whoa.
what are you doing?
I just like what can you do about it?
Kate,
Like,
what is
Tell
the
them to
high
stop?
road for you?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Well,
Explain that for us.
Yeah, what's your
We're
high
all
road?
I'm a
curious.
Zen bitch now. Thank you, Jay Shetty. I
Does
just
that due to
don't-
your crystal collection?
No, do you not know who Jay Shetty is?
No. Do you?
That's a tangent we
yeah.
can go on another day.
Uh-oh. I kind of live under a rock.
I just think like what's the point of it? Like what are you gonna get out of it? It's already out there. Like if people
Yeah,
wanna,
but you don't want them to keep posting text messages.
you can't control them.
What if you just ask them to
If you ask
stop?
them, they're not going to stop. Yeah, if they're going on a tirade about you, like fuck you, blah blah blah, like this misogynistic pig. You think like a text like, hey, can you like maybe not post like our private conversations is gonna make her stop? No,
You could have offered her
She's gonna
some
be like
cash.
rage. she's gonna be enraged and be like, I'm gonna send more now. Look at him. Now he's telling me to stop. Blah blah blah. Like
That's
it's
what
just,
she's doing.
Exactly. Like you're just causing more. Like you just have to.
She's
let
making
shit go.
herself look like the bigger idiot.
Well,
She is getting a lot of attention. I had no idea who she was.
Yeah, exactly. And this is
That's
what
what
she wanted.
she's doing it for attention because these texts are old.
What I would
Something's
do-
just
She's like
happened.
about to drop her OnlyFans now.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, oh my gosh,
this is like-
Blake.
Like her
The
only
bikinis, all the bikinis that he made her photos that he made her
Oh
delete.
my
She's gonna recreate on her
gosh.
OnlyFans.
her manager's like, all right, let's
That's
stir
brilliant.
up
Whoa.
some Jonah Hill beef, and then it'll get you a bunch of attention. Then you'll drop your boobs on your OnlyFans.
Wait, so is
and-
he texting her right now, like saying like,
Yeah,
"Oh, really?"
and she's
I didn't-
posting it.
Like, dude, have your publicist get on this.
And
Like,
for somebody that had just gotten all their text messages like leaked and like is getting like dragged through the mud, like he was actually like pretty nice about it.
well,
That's I agree with that. He was pretty nice about it.
Which, yeah, but it's ineffective. Like,
That's
it's just not a way to get. Someone's trying to use you to get clout or like
Yeah.
money.
So the verdict here is he's just kind of pathetic and she's psycho.
Yeah, I mean, also just
she's
like we
fame
don't
hungry.
know like her past or like obviously like we don't know them to like even say like who knows what went on in the relationship.
No, that's true. She's not psycho, but she's obviously.
But some of like the
attention
text like
hungry.
alluded like maybe like she's like more wild in the past, which is like fine, like me. But
Auntie Kate.
Auntie Kate, but it just I think women should have a little more respect for themselves.
yeah.
And like if you don't want to, if a guy's telling you he literally like told her plain and simple, like black and white, no, like
Yeah, there was
this is what I expect. And
it was pretty clear cut.
yeah, it was super clear. Like, and honestly, like that's kind of nice for a guy to do. Like, he made it like
Yeah, because
here.
sometimes,
This is my expectation.
sometimes they play games.
Oh yeah,
He wasn't playing
all the time. They
games.
freaking play games.
He's like, I don't want those Keeney pics on the gram. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, and then she could if she doesn't.
And she could have said, I'm leaving it.
Yeah, she could be like, you know what? I don't want you to tell me what to do and leave.
Kate, what would you do if somebody told you don't post your Keeney pics?
Well, I fucking don't really honestly post them anyways.
You did post one. You posted like a random one at
Oh,
a
a
wedding.
thirst.
Yeah, you posted a little
because I looked hot as
thirsty.
fuck. Well, if I
Okay,
was,
but what if, your boyfriend texted you and said, I need you to take that
why
down?
wouldn't if I
That makes
had
me
if I
uncomfortable.
had a boyfriend, I wouldn't be having to fucking seek attention on Instagram.
Ooh.
I wouldn't post if I had a boyfriend. Oh god,
Yeah.
that was such a
No, that's a
cringe
good
thirst.
point.
But I did look hot.
You looked hot.
Like,
And you
I
had
got a lot of DM slides. So it's
from women though, right?
a lot of women really proud of me. Women supporting women, we love it.
Wow.
And some men,
And some men. That's good.
but yeah, I think it's just people need to like
People on the internet are crazy.
whoa. It's gnarly. All right, do we have a
Yeah.
whatever it's called?
All right.
What is a segment on Reddit?
We're moving on to our Am I the Asshole segment of the week.
So
It's a good one.
Just in closing on the Jonah Hill, Keke Palmer thing, everyone's lost their goddamn fucking mind and has no respect for each other.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. And celebrities are crazy and Hollywood is
Whack.
Satanism.
Whoa.
That means a lot coming
It's
from you, Kate.
crazy.
Dude, therapy changes a person.
Changes a bitch. Okay. This week on Am I the Asshole Reddit thread. Am I the asshole for not wanting to use my college fund to pay for my brother's treatment? This person says, my parents divorced when I was about 7 because my dad admitted to having an affair. My mom and I moved out of our house and into an apartment while my dad immediately moved his mistress into our house because she was pregnant with my twin brothers. Spicy. My mom was devastated, but she quickly picked herself up for us. She went back to school, and as a result, she continued climbing up in her career and doing well. My mom adjusted better to going from a double income household to a single income and was able to contribute a substantial amount of money to my college fund. My dad, on the other hand, had a harder time as he now had to support a family of 4 on a single income as his wife is a stay-at-home mom. My dad did not have much disposable income and so did not contribute as much to my college fund. I'm going to finish school soon and I have a good shot at getting into my first choice of college. Unfortunately, my brother, who's 10 months old, was diagnosed with a kidney disease which has progressed to where he needs to be on dialysis. My dad is drowning in medical debt, so my mom agreed he no longer needed to pay her child support. The specialist had suggested a different treatment for my brother, as most treatments didn't help or stopped working, and they're running out of options short of a kidney transplant, which is not doable at his age. The treatment is not covered by insurance and costs a lot, and my dad can't take out a loan due to his debt. My dad and my stepmom sat me down when I was over and asked if I'd be willing to let them borrow my college fund to pay for my brother's treatment. They offered to pay the money back, but I know they won't be able to. I really don't want to give them the money because I know if I don't get any scholarships, I won't be able to go to college without getting into serious debt myself. My future would be at risk, and I know my dad wouldn't help if I needed it. In addition, the money technically belongs to my mom. I can't just give it away, and I know she would refuse to give them the money in the first place. My dad and his wife are now furious at both me and my mom, and my dad is trying to guilt me into giving him the money. I do feel terrible for my little brother because, well, he's my brother. Am I the asshole?
Dude, that was the gnarliest thing. Whoa, that was really, you had to do that one?
It was, I mean, it's
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
Wow.
Dude, that's
Okay, so I'm going to start.
hectic.
Oh, you read? You also get the start?
Yeah, well, because you guys have started on all the other topics. So I'm going to start.
Go for it, mama.
He is
Warrior.
not the asshole.
Who?
The person writing this.
Oh, it's a guy.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
Don't assume it's gender.
I'm not. It doesn't.
Cancel.
Canceled. She just got canceled. Finally,
God, you
it's about
guys.
time this girl gets canceled.
It doesn't say. I'm gonna go. I feel like it was a guy,
Okay.
but maybe
don't
it was
we
too
just
well
say-
written for a guy.
Why don't we just say person?
Person. This person. I don't feel this person is the asshole. I feel like it's their college fund. Also, their mom contributed the bulk of it, so it's like they said, it's not their money to give away. And it's really, although I empathize with the dad because his other child is also sick, it's ballsy of the dad to kind of put his child in this weird position of like kind of backing them into a corner and saying, you need to do this. I think that's wrong.
It's disgusting.
Wow.
Just disgusting.
That's harsh.
The mom's a stay-at-home mom. She can get a job.
Yeah, the stepmom is.
Yeah, she can get a job. Like,
Yeah.
that's not, like, he cheated on his wife
Yes.
with this woman,
Yes.
got her pregnant. His ex had to move into an apartment with her children, raise their children while he is playing house with this little slut.
And now the bastard child needs a kidney transplant.
One of them.
One of
There's
them.
two, remember?
Yeah.
Twins. And how is this their problem?
Yeah.
Like, how is that? Like, what kind of parent would do that to their kid?
Yeah, that's the
Like, that's
yeah.
not. That's such a horrible. I couldn't ever imagine asking that.
The
of
dad is
my-
the asshole, clearly.
Oh my god! Like, that's just, and the fact that they're mad too. Like, they're mad at the mom, and
And the kid.
and person.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I'm going to disagree with you two assholes.
No.
How?
You think the
Dude,
kid, it's a kid, they're in
what?
high school.
Yeah.
The kid should forfeit the college fund to pay for the illegitimate.
No.
Brothers.
Illegitimate.
Oh my God, bro.
It's their half brother.
No, I know. But I just mean they've gone through all this trauma. They clearly, they said they really want to go to college and they think they could get into their top school. They won't be able to pay for it now, and they won't be able to go to college without
And
this
it's
money.
the other moms.
For starters, my turn to speak. For starters, if the kid dies, they will regret for the rest of their life that they didn't give up their college fund.
But they didn't say the
And-
kid was going to die.
What?
Let
They
him
never said the kid was gonna
finish,
die.
then we
It
can bash
sounds like
him.
they're in like serious shit. The
Okay.
kid.
Finish so we can talk shit on what you're saying.
And I mean, it is, if it's your brother, I think giving up your college fund to help save their life is incredibly admirable. And you should try to do whatever possible.
Okay.
Okay, I do agree with that. But I will say it sounds like this person is probably 17 or 18.
Mm-hmm.
Their brother's 10 months old.
It's his mom's money.
And yes, but also with that big of an age gap, I'm not saying you don't necessarily love your brother, but I'm sure you harbor a ton of resentment towards your dad for knocking up this woman.
I don't think the dad has any sort of reason why you don't help your sibling. Like, I think you guys are like, oh, I hate my dad, so I shouldn't help my
No. I'm just saying there's such a huge age gap. Maybe it would be different if it was like, oh, my 15-year-old brother who I've grown up with, I'm super close with, but this is like they're 17, 18 years old, about to go to college, and this baby needs a kidney transplant, and maybe they don't connect with this. You know what I mean?
He's only 10 months old.
They're only 10 months old.
That's what I mean.
He doesn't have, and I'm sure he doesn't even hang around him because he lives with his.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, and I think the
They
other
live with their mom.
problem is this kid is being sold that he has to go to college to like.
Okay,
be
that's
successful.
a whole other conversation.
No, but
That's
it's
not even part of the
totally, but
Reddit thing.
Yeah, but the kid
it's like a
wants to go to
The kid
necessary.
wants to go to school.
I mean,
And also, like Kate said, go back to the fact it's not his money to give away. His mom contributed the bulk of the college fund. The dad didn't.
I think it would if it was.
So the dad should be going to the mom and saying,
no,
this
dad should make his new wife, get a job.
That's true.
Like if they're exhausted, if he was working 5 jobs, like doing everything in his power, his wife working 2 jobs too, like actually like he's not, like the kid said, his dad hasn't worked as hard to bounce back like his mom did.
Right.
Like,
the mom went back to school, got another degree, got a better job.
She did everything to make her kid's life better. So why should what she did for her kids affect, like, I just think that the other parents, like, they're asking so much of this kid, and the fact that they're mad at the kid and the mom is like, that's disgusting. Like, you should, like, that's their money, that's their choice.
Oh, I agree
You
with
shouldn't
that.
be mad at them, and that's not fair to put your child in that position. Like, that's a tough position.
The mom worked her ass off to give her kids a better life after her husband cheated on her and left her. And then was
Stayed in
able
their house.
to give her child a chunk of money for college. That's not really the dad's right to then bypass the mom, go straight to the kid and be like, hey, can you give me your college fund? Your brother needs a kidney transplant. It's not his money.
Maybe if the dad was like, hey, like, the money that I contributed for your college, would you care if I put that towards some of the medical treatments? We'll pay you back.
Yes,
But asking
agreed.
for the whole thing is just so
It's
unbelievable.
ballsy.
And
It's pretty
obviously
ballsy.
this seems to be a relatively fresh thing.
Yeah.
For like him to have gotten the girl pregnant and the baby's only 10 months old. This has to be in the next past
like
2
the
years.
timeline doesn't really make sense.
It has to be like within a 2-year period.
Less,
So like
that's like a year and a half period.
Yeah.
So the mom went and got a degree and a new job
But
and
you
was
don't know
able to
what-
save
had to
up
be-
a
I'm guessing
college
it's
fund in
probably
that
like
time.
between
Maybe.
a year and a half, 3 years probably.
No.
No.
No, you're only
Pregnant
for-
with twins gets moved in, so let's assume
He had the
It's like
affair.
2 years.
He had the
'cause the
affair
baby's
though.
almost a year old. The baby's 10 months now.
Yeah, so
10
around
months.
2 years.
Yeah, it's around
pregnancy
2 years.
is 10 months.
Yeah.
The
so
affair
let's say
broke up.
I would assume she was at least like 3 months pregnant when she got moved in.
Yeah,
so 7
but we don't know
plus
when
10.
they found out about the affair.
15 months. That's like less than a year and a half. She got a degree, new job, and saved up a college fund at that time.
No, okay, but this
Maybe
is the
when
thing.
they say she got a degree, they mean like she got certified in something.
Well, also,
Or, you know what I mean? Like that could
she
be,
might have not been pregnant from the affair. Like the affair, they might have gotten divorced from the affair, but he continued to date this woman, and then she ends up getting
That's
pregnant.
true. They didn't specify.
Like it wasn't like, oh, like he got the girl pregnant and then she moved in. Like it could have been
the
like
person
within a
who
few years.
the original poster just said that my dad had an affair. It broke him and my mom up. Then he moved his pregnant mistress in. So we don't
so there
know.
could have been a time.
There
Yeah.
could have been a time before.
It
yeah.
sounded like he kicked
Yeah.
out the
Right. But we don't know that.
Well, regardless, he kicked him out.
But
It just sounds
that's-
like he was kind of a
So,
deadbeat.
I
and
don't
then-
think the
Yeah.
person posting's an asshole.
No.
My advice would be give the college fund and that feel good about it, that you're
Okay.
you're helping your brother, and
it's not
Because
his
the possibility of the kid dying and then you regret not giving your college fund is there.
Yeah, but he could
Kate and
also
I are
give
both
the
side-eyeing
he
each
could all like yeah he could also give the college fund and the kid could still potentially die. Right, like the treatment could
Totally,
not
but at
work.
least you tried to help.
Yeah, but also it's not his money. Like it's his mom's. Like
And I will say maybe he doesn't even love the baby like it's his
he might not
brother.
even know it really.
Yeah.
I just think the
Maybe he
parents,
doesn't have that sort of connection towards the baby.
Sounds like they're in a tough spot.
Yeah.
Sounds
It's
like
such a shitty situation.
It's a
regardless.
really
sounds like
shitty
his dad
situation.
is a total asshole.
Yeah,
He should just disown his dad.
And it sounds like his mom is probably in his ear like, "Hey, don't."
she's probably
Like,
spiteful.
don't
Well,
give
she's
my
like, it's
money
my
to-
money.
Right.
You're not allowed to give it away. She's probably maybe even if the kid was like, yeah, sure, dad, you can have the money.
It's not his
it's
to
the
give.
mom's money. It's in her account.
Can you guys imagine being like 16 and having to fucking deal with this?
No.
And like, can you
it's so
imagine your
gnarly.
dad coming to you? Just kind of let's take a little flashback in time. Remember when you were 17 years old? I remember applying to colleges. That's all I wanted to do was go do Greek life,
Yeah,
go to a college far away. I cannot even imagine my parent coming to me and saying, hey, I know you're 17. Your brain isn't even fully developed at 17. I know you're 17. I know you're excited for college, but your brother's sick. Your newborn brother's sick. Sorry, we're gonna have to forfeit college for the time being. And like, you can make that rational. You can have that kind of logic now, like, oh, it's your brother, it's the right thing to do.
Well, yeah, but
as a teenager, I don't
worked his
feel
whole
like you're
life for
even
this.
capable of having that kind of.
I agree.
Logic.
I'm just saying if I was giving them advice as like now.
I think it's easier for us to say too because it sounds like we probably grew up more fortunate than these people. Like it sounds
Yeah,
like
for sure.
they were in more of a in a working class family where like this kid probably worked super hard to maintain grades. Sounds like they really want to go to college. Sounds like they worked hard. They're not sure if they're going to be qualified for a scholarship. So I think it means a lot more too. Like this kid
Yeah.
sounds like you put the work in. Like I didn't try hard in high school.
Well, maybe I'm biased because my parents gave me $0 and I joined the army
Well,
to pay for
that's
college.
tax.
So maybe I'm biased. Join the army, kid.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Uncle
It'll be
Sam.
good.
Go Uncle Sam.
That's a really
That was a good one.
I know, that was a good one.
That's hard.
I had to
That's
hunt
hard.
that one
Poor
down.
person.
I
Oh my
know.
God,
I now
that's
think less
horrible.
of both of you after discussing
I think
that.
a little. I think,
I'm an only child, so I don't even know what it's like to have a sibling.
Oh,
So
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I
Now
can't
look
See,
like an
that's the
asshole.
problem.
Now I look like a dick.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You have a
You're-
brother?
I have
She has
two
a
siblings.
I
sister
know you
and
have
a
a
brother.
sister. Wow.
Yeah.
Your brother's going to hear this and hear you want to help
that's-
him?
I don't think they would do that for me either, so it's fine. All right. Well, after that, it's been real.
Yeah,
It's been
thanks for
real.
having me on. This was fun.
You are so welcome.
Hopefully, I can't wait to
The
have you on
pleasure
next
was
time.
all yours.
Can't wait for you to get canceled just
Can't wait for
like
you to get
me.
canceled.
Canceled.
Whoop, whoop.
Woo! Welcome to the cancel crew.